The Artist's Way is not here to teach you creativity. It is here to help you unleash and unlock the inner artist that is deep within. So it has officially been 2 months since I completed The Artist's Way, and I wanted to make a video to review and tell all my thoughts and the lessons I've learned, but I also needed that time to kind of fully comprehend what just happened the past 12 weeks. If you are not aware, The Artist's Way is a book, but it is broken out into 12 separate weeks. Each week you do a series of tasks kind of focused on a central theme, and each theme kind of starts with recovering a sense of, and then fill in the blank with what Julia has written. Along with that, you will do morning pages, handwritten every single day. So that is 3 pages you are writing in a journal every morning. This can be basically anything, and it is just a brain dump to get you in the habit of working through your feelings. Because although this is advertised, marketed as a unleash your inner artist, and it sounds super fun, it was actually a very hard process and made me come to terms with a lot of things. And that sounds kind of dramatic, but at the same time, it kind of was. So along with the morning pages, you will also go on a weekly artist date. This can be as extravagant as you want it to be, and it is just time that you spend alone. You bring no one else with you, and it is time to play, whatever that is for you. I was doing this in the winter, and I feel like I might have recommended it to be done in the warmer weather just so my artist date could be outside more. I felt like I was just stuck inside and just did not feel like going out, and obviously that can be unpacked even more, aware of like, was I just not motivated? Did I really not like the idea of it? And so I was kind of talking myself out. Obviously there's a lot of stuff in there. This book is not going to teach you how to be creative. It is not going to teach you how to be a better writer as far as like sentence level writing or storytelling, or the proper way to mix acrylic paints, or to learn perspective in photography, or how to storyboard, right? It is not a technical book. It is about recovering the artist that lives within. And I think one of the first lessons that I learned during this book was you are a creative. Just because you have not produced anything, whether of note or even for your own personal kind of portfolio, does not mean you are not a creative person. And I had always felt this deep sense of creativity and always thought of myself as a creative, but because I physically maybe did not match the look of the artist that is usually portrayed in TV and movies, or because I am not a good painter, I am not a good sketch artist, I cannot, create music or sing, I always felt super disconnected. And that was not really anyone's fault, but my own. The next is, this will only work if you do. It is okay if you give up halfway, give up after 2 weeks. It's difficult. It's not easy. It is a large time commitment. You have to read the chapter. Each week there's about 10 tasks. She asks that you do just over half of them, and a mix of ones you're really excited about and ones you aren't. Every morning you are writing 3 pages handwritten and taking yourself out on a date a week. It is a big time commitment. This is where I don't necessarily agree with Julia, because she does talk about how time is kind of all in your head and you make time for the things that matter. And that is true to a certain extent, but I think there is a bit of privilege that she is speaking from in there, same when she gets to money and how we think of money as a big hindrance, but it's not really. Obviously, someone who is working 3 minimum wage jobs does not have the same amount of time or like money that a CEO will have. And so that's kind of where I was like, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, not really. This book was written in like the 80s, 90s, so I don't think we were having like that real of a conversation yet, or allowing ourselves to recognize our own privilege. Very similar to talk therapy, right? You have to put in the work outside of this. You have to go into this knowing, hey, this is going to take up some time of mine, and I am going to be diving deep within my soul and my heart and my being, and unthreading these things that I thought about myself and society and what it means to be a creative person. And depending on how deep you go, what's happened, the trauma, whatever, it can feel like a grieving process. Just know that there is deep emotional work that can happen if you want to go there. One of the next things you will learn in this book, not everything needs to have an audience, and creating just for yourself is so fulfilling, and is just something that I've been doing, and it's kind of why I've been off YouTube and not posting consistently, though I swear, getting back. I just wanted to take the time to create without feeling like I needed to put it out into the world, and it has been really lovely to take that time and play. A big theme in this book, which is why I do the artist date, is play. To stop taking it so seriously. The point of art and expressing yourself comes from a very childlike place of innocence, even if what you are, creating is not, and has really heavy themes. But that kind of need to play and create an alternate reality is still very childlike. And she talks a lot about your inner child, and I know that is a kind of like a buzzword that has been on the internet lately. So the artist date kind of helps you get back into that play. I would create, I would play with makeup a lot, or a lot of times it was like, you know what my inner child needs? We need to rest. We need to veg out without guilt. We need to be able to watch Gossip Girl and just eat cookies in bed without thinking, oh no, I shouldn't be doing this. I should be doing something else, and burning myself out more versus what I need is I need the rest. Something else that the book kind of touches on, and I think what I've been talking about, is you might not be creatively blocked, but emotionally blocked. There is a podcast called Blocks by Neil Brennan, who is a comedian, and I think it talks really well to this. And he kind of asks his guests, who are other comedians or actors, musicians, to come on and talk about what blocks them. And very rarely is it sometimes, I just run out of ideas. And I'll say 98% of the time it is something that has happened in childhood, a comment someone has made, something you think about yourself, right? It is the deep stuff, all the oh, I have this idea, but all the negative voices are also in my head. It's a very interesting podcast to listen to. My boyfriend watches it, and I'll catch it on occasion. Every time I'm like, this is exactly what this book is talking about, is how you are not necessarily creatively blocked. You could probably create something, but what are the emotions that are keeping you from that? And that is what you are working through these 12 weeks. And I mean, for my case, and I'm sure other people who've done this, you kind of take those lessons and those thoughts, and it still trickles down, right? After 12 weeks, you're not I'm fixed, I am going to create my life's work right now at this moment. What has been going on? What did I learn? How can I keep this up? I kind of mentioned this a little bit earlier, but creativity is a muscle that needs to be worked. Not everything you make is going to be amazing. Some things will be truly crappy, and that is okay, because something great can come out of that. Or you need those bad first drafts to get it out of your system, which kind of parallels the point of the morning pages, of to get all the extra thoughts out of your mind. The what am I going to have for dinner? What do I need to do today? Oh, I gotta like pick the kids up from school, I gotta walk the dog, I gotta do this for work, and getting to, again, like the core problems, the issues deep within. My writing is definitely not where I want it to be, but I am writing and I am revising and going back. I am reading books now with a different eye to see what writing styles I like and don't like. I am learning new words. I have read some books where I am constantly on my phone being like, what the hell does this word mean? You know, being able to take a creative eye to some things with the intention to learn and to better myself versus critique myself. And most importantly, and again, something that I did touch on, but you need to nurture yourself. Whether that's your inner child, your inner teenager, or where you are currently, you need to take the time for yourself. Again, this comes with a large, like, privileged take, but even if it's like 5 quiet moments to yourself to just relax and decompress can really do so much for you. I say this a lot, but we have gotten into the like, oh, self-care is all like spa days and painting your nails and like doing your makeup and buying new clothes. And sure, that's fun and it's very aesthetic, but is it really helping? And so the morning pages, again, help you work through that. The artist date is supposed to be an intentional block of time that you are taking for yourself to do something fun. It's not taking it for myself and I'm going to now clean the house. It is doing something that you would not usually do, have always dreamed of doing, no matter how small. So that is pretty much everything that I learned from this 12-week experience with The Artist's Way. There were definitely points where I wanted to quit and give up, one of them being week 4, where it is a reading/media deprivation week. So basically you're cutting out social media and television and even like reading a book. And it was really tough, especially in today's day and age. As I said in the beginning, this was written in the 90s. So there was like a very different relationship with media back then versus today. But even through that, you know, it taught me to take a step back and try to not consume as much from other people and try to create or just be more intentional with what you are consuming. Even on week 11 with one more week to go, I wanted to quit. I just didn't want to do the exercises. I didn't want to do the morning pages. I didn't want to do the artist date. And whether that was because I was just genuinely tired, I had, you know, other things outside of this going on in my personal life that were just very stressful, and this just felt superfluous at that point. I persevered and, you know, made it through, and I am happy that I did do it to kind of like have that reset and also just say like, yeah, I did The Artist's Way and it wasn't easy, but I learned so much about myself in that process. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would love to know if you've done The Artist's Way and what you got out of it, good or bad. And if you have any questions about my journey with The Artist's Way, please leave them in the comments below. I would be happy to answer. Do not forget to like and subscribe for new videos every Sunday. Great, I will see you in my next video. Bye.